Commander 2016 is just around the corner, and as we finally have some new commanders on the horizon, we also have several reprints in this set that are definitely worth mentioning. There are some cards of a decent amount of value in this product, and some cards that are getting their first reprint ever. In this video, we are going to be discussing the top 10 best reprints from Commander 2016. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this video, to hit that like button. Starting off this list will be lands. Mana bases have always been rather simple for the Commander products. Wizards can't easily just print shock lands or the fetch lands in these decks, but they did give us quite a few awesome lands in this set, which is pretty interesting. While we don't have the full cycle of any of these, we do have a few each of the Pain lands with updated errata to include the colorless mana symbol, check lands that come into play untapped if you control a card with either of its colors as basic land types, and then a lesser used signet lands, as I refer to them, that for one generic mana you can add 1 mana each of 2 different colors. Next up is Swords to Plowshares, easily one of the best targeted white removal spells in the format. I've always preferred Swords to Plowshares over Path to Exile due to the insignificance of a few life gained through the swords. It would have been nice to get both this and Path, but again, Wizards has to be cautious with including high-profile, high-played cards. Next is a pair of cards actually, Ghostly Prison and Propaganda. The 2 iconic Pillow Fort cards help protect you from attacks unless an opponent is willing to part with a ton of mana. The fact that they have both of these in the exact same deck makes me very excited, which is why we're going to group the 2 of these together. Coming in at number 6 is Collective Voyage. This is a very powerful ramp spell, and it was only ever printed once before in the original Commander product as a way to utilize the multiplayer aspect of Commander to get bigger effects. You can get a ton of basic lands into play with enough mana paid by all players, and given the 4-color construction of this year's set, we're perhaps looking at one of the top mana fixing spells of this year's set. Coming up next is Baleful Strix. This was another card that I was surprised to see. This card sees play in Legacy, and it was one of the money cards from Commander 2013, one of its only printings. Before that, it was only in Planechase 2012. Quite a lot of value comes from a 1/1 flying Death Touch bird that replaces itself in your hand and has an artifact subtype. The next card we're going to be talking about is Scavenging Ooze. This was a card I was admittedly surprised to see the Ooze back in another Commander product, especially seeing as it's played in Modern as well, and Wizards has been pretty careful in the past year or so to build these decks so that non-Commander players don't find some money card that they want to buy them up for like they did with Commander 2013, although that was more of a Legacy deck. But anyway, this card is an absolute powerhouse in any deck it's run in as an amazing graveyard hate bear. Even better, it's in a deck that loves to give a ton of +1/+1 counters, so this is bound to be quite the fatty this format. The next card is one I'm actually not too excited to see because I've had to face this deck before, but Thopter Foundry. With the unban of Sword of the Meek not too long ago, a powerful combo deck arose in the Modern format using Thopter Foundry. While it is not as frequent to see in Commander, it is interesting to see such a powerful core combo piece in the set. We're in for a very powerful combo build this year. This next one is more of a series of cards rather than just one card. We've gotten reprints of some very well-known legendary creatures that are also popular commanders that we just don't have a lot of printings of. We have Anna, Ship's Navigator, Gave, Guru of Spores, Sidri, Galvanic Genius, Varel of the Hullclade with some updated errata, Zedrur, and of course my personal favorite, Nath of the Guiltleaf. These all will make available some interesting commanders. Some of these are extremely popular and powerful. Now then, if you remember back to my video about the cards to pick up for Commander 2016, you should remember that one of the top cards I recommended was Chromatic Lantern. Well, sure enough, Chromatic Lantern is in 2016's Commander product. This card perfectly fixes your mana, making all of your lands tap for any color. This is crucial and perfect for a 4-color Commander deck. Unfortunately, this is only included in just one of the 5 decks, but the fact that Wizards thought of this card's inclusion is still a great thing. 1 out of 5 is still good enough for me. And finally, perhaps one of the best cards that is included in this set as a reprint is Burgeoning. This card is an absolute powerhouse in multiplayer Magic. Hands down, this will give you far more lands in play than you'll ever know what to do with. Of course you're playing green, so that'll mean that your spells are going to come even faster than before with all the excess mana. I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on this card, and I'm so happy to see this in this year's Commander set. That's going to wrap up this video. What do you think of our choices? Which cards are you happy to see got reprinted? Let us know down below in the comments section. Lastly, remember to subscribe to the Planeswalker Project for more Magic the Gathering videos like this one. And we'll see you next video.